Hello, hello everyone. Hopefully the live stream is working now. It's actually kind of funny. As soon as I hit go live, we just randomly lost internet. I think it's working now though. I don't know, sometimes especially upstairs in this room, the internet connection can get a little bit iffy. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Even though this is not a very good corner for recording, it is kind of my best option right now. This'll have to be the corner for a while. It's working? Good, good. Oh, look at that. Gabe has a new icon, a spooky icon. Very nice. Got jump scared. Oh, sorry. I spoke up too loud all of a sudden? How's everyone been? Hopefully it's been a good couple days for you. When was the last? I think the last stream was 2 weeks ago. Actually, I skipped a week, so now we're back on the ball, back to talking about what's happening in the world and in comics and whatnot. Although I don't know if there's really much news to go over comics wise. I do have some stuff in the reaction request section of the Discord. Could always talk about some of that stuff, although I didn't do too much watching. So, like, one of the things that was in the reaction request Discord was Knights of Guinevere, which is an indie animated project, which I saw floating around on social media beforehand. So I was like, I guess I should watch it, right? Especially if I'm following people who worked on it. And maybe I'm, like, obligated to do that. I only watched the first couple minutes, though. And I will say, for an indie animated project, it looks good. For something that's independently made with a team of people doing their own thing, it's decent. But story-wise, I'm completely confused. I guess because I only watched the first couple minutes, I guess you gotta watch the entire episode to understand what the hell is going on. Like, there's a robot, but for some reason she has organs also. And for some reason, they're exposed. Her intestines are just exposed. A little bit confused there. How does that work, But whatever. Let's see. Oh, man. Sorry to hear the bad news, Brian. Cousin died of a heart attack last week. That is very unfortunate. Not a very good week, huh? There's the new glitch animated production. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Has Glitch Animated done other stuff? This is the first time really hearing of it. I've been kind of out of the indie animation sphere of YouTube for a long time, just because I was kind of sick of being disappointed of things. But yeah, this is the first thing that I've heard of in a while. And from what I understand, people like it. Granted, the pilot is supposed to be good. It's supposed to get people on board. I had a cousin just get born today. Well, there you go. But yeah. What other news has been happening? I think it's mostly been pretty quiet. A lot of new games I hear coming out that might be something. I'm excited for Code Vein 2. Although that's not going to come out till next year. Gotta keep waiting. But I have been playing the new Silk Song. It's hard. I hope that I get better at the game. Let's see, they've done numerous animations, notably Amazing Digital Circus. Yeah, I've heard of that one too. Meta Runner and Murder Drones. I never heard of the other two, but yeah, I guess I've heard of Amazing Digital Circus. I've mostly just heard people bashing it though, just saying that like it was a clusterfuck. But I don't know. Yeah, there was a gameplay trailer for Code Vein 2. That's right. They are changing a few things about how the combat works, but I guess if some of the stuff makes sense, like I believe the guns originally they used Ichor, and now I think they're changing it so that there's separate animation or ammunition for the guns. I guess that makes sense. Sure. Although I kind of like the idea of just shooting magic bullets. Oh, there's a bunch of new weapons, of course, being added. Also, new abilities and fun stuff like that. I am pretty excited for Code Vein 2. I liked the first game, and I guess that was really my first introduction into the Souls-like genre. Not that it's the only Souls-like I've ever played, but that was like my first real introduction to the Souls-like genre. And I think it was a nice start. But I know that a lot of I know that some Dark Souls fans really hate it. And I guess, obviously compared to Dark Souls, it's not necessarily as good, but I like the first Code Vein. I do. I think the story is better than if we're comparing it to Dark Souls. I think at least the story in Code Vein is better. And there's anime waifus, big titty waifus. Got that. There's obviously some things that could be improved on, and hopefully they do look into the feedback that was given to them with the first game and take that feedback and really polish up and make that second game perfect. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Either way, I'm going to be excited to play that when it comes out, for sure. As far as gaming goes, lots of stuff came out of Tokyo Game Show. EA got bought by 3 parties. Yeah, I did hear about that. Don't know what that means for EA going forward, but that is curious news. Anime GTA is coming. I don't know about that. Final Fantasy Tactics remaster is pretty nice. Microsoft pissing off gamers with their greed. Microsoft is always pissing off everybody. What did they do now? Increasing prices on their Series XS consoles and PC and Game Pass subscription. Of course they are. Yeah, sounds about right. Pretty psyched for the new Dynasty Warriors 3 remaster that's coming out. Let's see. Code Vein 2 continues to deliver on the waifus. Hopefully character customization is good too. Yeah, I think the character customization will be good. The first game, there's one issue in particular with the first game. That was a lot of clipping where, you would customize your character to look the way you want, but everything that you put on the characters, like clipping through their hair or their head. And I don't think that's going to really change in Code Vein 2. I think that they're just going to kind of leave that as it is and just focus on adding more options and, maybe more outfits and stuff like that. Whatever, that's fine. The clipping bothers Adam a lot more than it bothers me. And obviously there are some ways to get around it if you really play with the character customization a lot. Because you can also, like, if you put on a hat, you can literally move the hat around until it is so far away from your head that it's not clipping anymore. But then it also barely looks like you're wearing the hat. So it's a give and take thing there. One of the things that I was worried about looking at the gameplay footage is that they might be using just the same mocap that appears to be like a male mocap for the main character. So like when you see the guy main character walk around, it looks about right. You know, it looks correct with how a guy would walk around. But then when you take that same motion and then apply it to the girl character, it looks a little strange. It look like, why is this girl walking around all masculine with her legs spread apart? You know, a lot of games do that. I know a lot of games do that because they lazy, but it does look a little bit odd. I'm just saying, it's something that could use some polish. Yeah, first one was pretty good overall. Hope they improved the level design. Yeah, level design really needed some improvements. Considering they spent $55 billion on EA, I expect them to keep EA running the same as before. I don't know. Check out Ananta Anime GTA with Batman Arkham Combat, Spider-Man swinging, and waifus, of course. Let's see. Ananta. Okay, gameplay trailer. Oh man. Actually, don't they have like a shorter trailer? No, they don't. What the heck? or maybe it's just not coming up. What about this? Is this not the trailer? I guess this is the trailer. All right, whatever. Let's share the screen so everybody can share my confusion with me. Okay, let's take a look at this. Ananta. Wake up. Okay, they're in a skate. They're skateboarding. They ride cider bikes. Yo, you can join a band. Ice cream. That's a crazy forbidden water slide right there. If you guys just want to jump off and fly towards oblivion, holy shit. Okay. Is that supposed to be like the drainage or like where's that water going? Dancing. Oh. Were you just killing everybody on the road? What's going on there? Yeah, it's just like swords that just popped out of the side of the car and just starts killing everybody. Oh, it's so fun. Yeah, this actually does look here. I would probably play this. I have no idea what's going on. If there's a plot to this, I have no idea. But I appreciate
Dangers on the horizon. But you know, the thing that keeps us united, that one thing.
Get home early and game on.
Exciting. Is it actually like a GTA though? Are you actually supposed to be stealing cars? Is that like the point of it? Or is it just like kind of similar to the GTA style with like an open city and like cool cars and stuff like that? Yeah, something's gonna break if you get a lot of customization. Yeah, occasionally, I suppose. Have you heard the good word of Space King? No, I don't think I have. Music really doesn't vibe with me. They aren't kidding with some of the GTA comparisons. It seems like it. It's fun though. I'd be more curious. You know what is actually kind of reminding me of? Because they keep on giving you all of these quick glimpses into new games. There's driving, there's basketball, there's lifting, there's doing darts. It actually reminds me of what's the Yakuza game? It kind of reminds me of something like that, where the idea is open city, a shitload of mini games, a shitload of quests, and explore, have fun, etc. Oh man, sorry. I got that problem where if you don't hold the charging wire the right way, it'll just stop charging. And it is not the right way right now, and it won't, I can't make my wire float, sadly. So I'm just trying to prop it up. I think you can play as cops, but is it actually about stealing cars? To my knowledge, you're not playing as criminals, but as undercover cops. Okay. You're the cop. You're pretending to be a car theft person. This could be fun. I like the stylization of the trailer anyway. And not that I would buy anything with just a ton of mini games, but I do like variety of gameplay every now and then, just because it feels fresh, especially when you're playing a game. When you're playing a game that's extremely repetitive, it gets really boring really fast. And so it's nice to, I guess, switch things up every now and then, like they do with some of these games here. So when I see a lot of variety in a trailer, it makes me think, okay, well, maybe it would be able to keep my attention for a long time. Because apparently I have ADHD. But yeah. Undercover cops, so it's like Sleeping Dogs. I don't know. I've never played that game either. Honestly. Wire is actually fractured inside? Yes. That is the issue. I haven't even had this charger for that long. It's already busted. It is a shame. You ever play Yakuza? No. No. I've only watched other people play it. I live vicariously through them. Oh, look, a super sticker. Tragically, I can't see it because I'm on StreamYard, but I'm sure it's a very cool super sticker. Nice job. But yeah. There is a little bit of weird news that we could go over. I don't know if it would be like a black pill to the stream to talk about it. But do you remember I made a video way back about how they were keeping Stan Lee's Twitter account open to preserve the whatever memory of Stan Lee? And everyone's like, okay, that's fine. And, for a while anyway, the tweets were just doing nothing but posting about different memories of Stan Lee, and everyone was okay with that. But then after a while, they started using, and not even that long really, after a week or something like that, they started using the account to post to sell things. And I believe they're still kind of using the Stan Lee account to do that, to push for you to watch a show or buy a thing, consume, They essentially turned his account into a big advertising account, which is a shame. But now it is most unfortunate that I must tell you, we've taken it a step further into a very dystopian future, because now we got this. I don't know if you guys have already heard about this, but yeah, so now they are putting together an AI hologram of Stan Lee that you pay to talk to, as though it is the real Stan Lee. Like, as though they are replacing him with AI hologram. I don't understand how a human being just doesn't understand what it means to respect someone's memory. Oh, do you understand what the words rest in peace even mean? Do you not get it? It's so strange. Yeah, it's very disturbing. It's very gross. From what I understand, it's supposed to be like a booth that you pay to go into and talk with Stan Lee. But really, obviously, you're just talking to a robot that is like regurgitating Stan Lee lines based on whatever data they fed it. Data from maybe his Q&A sections or his posts online or interviews with him, stuff like that. They just put that into the AI and then pretend that you're talking to his spirit. That's pretty icky, you know? Yeah, it makes me want to puke. I know. That's why I was like, oh, do I even talk about this? This is kind of a black pill. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? Yeah, they never got that sense. Using AI Stan Lee to rewrite history, and that's disgusting. Show must go on even beyond the grave. Yep. Yeah. It's yeah, like I said, just very disrespectful, and it feels like nobody has like the common sense to just be like, "Hey, this is actually too far. You know, maybe we shouldn't open this door." Because once the door is open, other people are going to be like, "Oh, it's okay to do this. I guess we'll do this also." And then like everyone's going through the door. You keep that door closed. There's some doors you just keep closed. There, you can't move the goalpost over there. You know, that's not okay. Too Twilight Zone for me. I would say so. I would say so. Ugh, charging wires are not built to last as long anymore. Damn shame, because this is not a cheap charging cable either. They're like $30 a pop. It's brutal. AI Hitler says Hitler was bad. Yeah. This is one of the many, many reasons on why I'll never go to Comic-Con, and I have no desire to ever do so. Yeah, there's a bunch of reasons why I never want to go to New York Comic-Con. Reason number one, it's in New York. I mean, I don't like the city, okay? I don't even like driving through the city to see our actual friends who live in the state. But, yeah. Modern Disney will forever sink to new lows. Yeah. Is this a Disney thing? Well, this is LA Comic-Con. Actually, yeah, I said New York, but no, this is actually an LA Comic-Con. They're opening up a booth for AI Stan Lee for just $20 a ticket, or $15 if bought ahead of a time. What a deal! What an absolute deal. Guys, you can talk to an AI for only $15 if you buy it ahead of time, and a $3.50 service fee, because you know they can't control that service fee. LA Comic-Con attendees can grab a ticket to the expo Stan Lee experience. It's a 1,500 square foot interactive immersive hologram experience celebrating the legacy of the legend who started it all. But yeah, a 10 to 15 minute group conversation and opportunity for a 3 to 4 minute solo conversation with hologram Stan Lee. This is so stupid. Oh man. I don't know how they thought this was a good idea. That's crazy. I mean, I guess some people will go. Some people will buy these tickets and go, not necessarily because they agree with it, but because it's something different and they know, everyone knows that this is not going to last for a long time before they, scrap this and try something new with their AI or whatever. So people are like, oh, well, I have to see what it's like, because what if they never have this booth again? I want to be one of the people who saw it, etc. The fear of missing out, I guess. A lot of people will do this. But, yeah. They're gullible to ideas suggested by AI bros. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they just are very easy to convince that this is actually fine. Don't think about it too much. Just think of the money. Yeah, they took financial advantage of Stan Lee while he was alive, too. Really messed up people out there. You're absolutely right. Yeah. That's really a shame. It kind of does. I don't know if you're, there's this one really dark story about someone who, this very, media heavy pushed story about someone who is trapped in a cave and he dies eventually, but they really pushed this media story trying to save him. And then later on, because it was such a big story, this company decided they would turn the cave into a museum, and they literally got the dead guy's body in a glass coffin to display him in the museum. And, are we really going to allow this type of behavior? I don't know. That's that's a more crazy example of literally profiting off the dead. But it happens. It does actually happen. Some people, it's like they just don't have a soul at all. They just don't. They've lost their connection to humanity entirely. But yeah. That's all kind of dark things, I suppose. Maybe we need to change conversation. I don't want this to be doom stream. Yeah, Floyd Collins. Not good. We used to put mummies in museum display cases now. Oh no, it was a recent death. It was not... Yeah. It was not a king or pharaoh, and it was not mummified. It was just a cadaver of a dead man. Yeah, disrespecting the dead and idolatry sometimes, geez. Yeah, people go overboard, for sure. Abuse can cause that disconnection too, tragedy all around. Yeah. Hey Dan, do you know martial arts? No, I would say no, I do not know martial arts. That's why we need guns. Oh, man. That was a disturbing story, but thank you for letting us know. Yeah, well, I was never going to go to LA Comic-Con to begin with, but yeah, it is disturbing. Like I said, I do wish that people would stop moving goalposts in negative directions. It's like, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. But you know how it is. That is technically recent news, though. Not good news. I like the anime GTA news much better. The anime GTA news was peak for this stream so far. Guns we trust. Yeah, you know it. What came out of LA Comic-Con besides the AI Stan Lee? I don't know, man. Last I checked, AI Stan Lee is giving inaccurate information. Well, so is every AI, quite frankly. Every AI is like completely all over the place with its information. You'd be surprised. Most AI that you talk to, like online, like OpenAI or Google AI, or a lot of them get their information and dialogue quirks from Reddit, of all places. Now, I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you're Redditors, but I don't really think of Reddit as the place to go for good information. Quite frankly, I think there's a lot of dumbasses on there. But what do I know? And then, obviously, there's the advertising issue with AI. It'll recommend stuff to you based on ads and not actually based on what is best. So, yeah, you're not supposed to really trust AI, obviously. It's not an unbiased source of information. It's very much biased in all kinds of different directions. But yeah. Mostly get excited about the movie trailers during Comic-Con. Really, are there any movies that you are excited for coming out? Anime worth checking out for the fall season. Good question. You know, something I just recently started watching was Sakamoto Days. And I kept on saying that I was going to read the manga. And maybe I'll check out the manga too. But I only got a few episodes in the anime so far. And I think it has a really good opening, for sure. The anime itself, I don't know why. Don't understand why this happens, but the anime itself is kind of directed very strangely. There's a lot of like random animation mistakes here and there. Maybe that's just because it was produced by Netflix and they don't really care. But no, it had a good opening. I know that Sakamoto Days has been like pretty big for a while now, so I guess it's good that they finally got their anime. And do you have a Reddit page? I do not. I have a Reddit account, but I don't really use it. I mainly go to Reddit to laugh at the idiots. Yeah, right. At my preschool graduation, they let a kid talk a little, and when they gave me the mic, I gave a short speech about why everyone should own a gun. That's really funny. Sakamoto Days is all right, but the power creep gets insane later. Really? Okay. Interesting. Interesting choice. Okay, sure. I mean, I've only watched like a couple episodes, so I don't know where the main story is really going yet, but interesting to hear that it gets pretty insane as far as power creep goes. Part of me thought that it could have gone in a completely different direction and just turned into a wholesome slice of life thing. Not that that couldn't be just like one part of the series, and most of it could be based on action stuff. But yeah, I thought it was. I mean, it's a very Japan thing, but I thought it was a little bit weird that part of the thing for the main characters in this series is that they're not allowed to kill anyone. Like, it's just a very Japan thing, it seems. Maybe it's just because of the age group that it's directed towards. Maybe because they're trying to reach a teen age group, they need to not have the protagonists be pro-killing in any way whatsoever. I don't know. Maybe being pro-killing is only okay if it's like robots and demons, but if it's other people, then they need to like put a disclaimer like, no kids, don't kill real people, even if they're trying to kill you, don't do that. I have no idea. I don't know. I assumed that was always the reason because, you know, even here in America, we had kind of a disclaimer on our superhero comics where there were rules that the superheroes couldn't kill anyone. So maybe it's the same thing. Oh yeah, I should look at the fall anime. You're right. I'll pull that up real fast here. Oh, on October 3rd, he asked me what day it was. It's October 3rd. It is October 3rd. Don't forget October 3rd. Full Metal Alchemist and Mean Girls together. We got this. All right, let me pull up anime fall. Oh, hi. Let's see what's going on. Heyo, we got some new seasons to look forward to. One Punch Man, Spy Family, and the My Hero Academia final season. Oh, it's not sharing my screen? Oh, there it is. Okay. Now it works. So I remember people being kind of upset at how My Hero Academia ends in the manga. I kind of get why they're a little bit upset. But at the same time, it's like, it's fine. Based on like what I heard, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. I dropped out of My Hero Academia a long time ago, but like if you've been reading it for that long, it's like whatever. the ending's not that bad. It's whatever. One Punch Man Season 3, this has been a long time coming. They literally stopped mid-arc in Season 2, and then we had to wait for Season 3. So I'm really hoping that One Punch Man Season 3 is going to be as good as many people, as good as Season 1, at least, but as good as we're all hoping that it'll be. And Spy X Family is usually always just a banger. Just every season is pretty solid. To Your Eternity Season 3. I don't want to watch anything with a little sister in the title, quite frankly. We're going to skip all of that, in fact. You know, I've never really watched that much of Ranma 1/2. From what I have watched of it, it was like fine, but it just didn't pull me in. It just felt a little bit, I don't know, insecure. Then we got another, like, kind of villainous-y thing over here. May I ask for one final thing? Guys, do you want to guess what this is about? I'm gonna guess some kind of weird harem. Let's find out. In the middle of a ball, just a ball, any ball. Pick a ball, that's the one. Scarlett's fiance, okay, maybe it's not a harem. Kyle suddenly calls off their engagement. Oh, he called it off. It's a harem. Never mind, we're back. Harem is back on the menu, boys. She's falsely accused of being a bully. I don't know, maybe she is. And people unfairly call her a villainess. The aristocrats and noble families all denounce her. Really, that's all it took, huh? She might have been a bitch. I don't know, man. For years, she had to put up with his abuse and idiocy. Oh, damn, now she really sounds like a bitch, though. But she can't take any more of it. At wit's end, she asks for one last favor to give him a good fist in the face. So begins Scarlett's story of revenge against Kyle and his cronies. Really? This is so petty. Okay, so it's about, girl has rumors spread about her by, like, her ex-fiance, and so she dedicates the entire anime series to getting revenge on him. I don't care. Shut up. Get out of here, lady. Come on. Ah, man. Okay, so this one's a season 2, I think. My Awkward Senpai? Romance? I like the romances. Kanawa Senpai is considered many things, but smooth is definitely not one of them. Then she meets Kamigawa, her new kohai. He's cute, a little nerdy, and easy to talk to. How will this awkward senpai be able to handle these new feelings? Well, that is just vague enough to be good. So I'll give it a shot. Why not? That is really vague. That's the most bland. Like, there's barely a hook in there. But you know what? Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine. Maybe I shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. Maybe in the mouth. Maybe it's just a normal romance, and maybe that's what's good about it, is that it's just normal. My status as an assassin obviously exceeds the hero's. I can already tell what that's about by just reading the title. So no. Oh, Sanda. Everybody else see the opening theme that they released for this? This is definitely an anime that I have to review for the Christmas season. I don't have a choice. I need to figure out what this is about. The opening theme was very good, by the way. It was very stylized and kind of edgy, but I was kind of feeling it. It could be good. Could be good, you know. But yes, I want to actually see this one because I gotta see it. You know, I've only ever reviewed one other, I think at least one other Christmas manga that was like themed around Christmas. What was it? Some sort Sweet Rain. That was it. That was a fucking weird one. I would even go as far to say that one was probably weird than whatever they have planned for Sanda. But Sweet Rain. Female Santa Claus in a relationship with her reindeer who can turn into a human. Like, get the fuck out of here. That one was insane. It was entertaining. I'll give it that. But it's insane. All right, I definitely want to check out Sanda. Let me read it out for some of you who don't know what the plot is, though. All right, story starts with Sanda, a second-year middle school student, getting attacked with a kitchen knife by his classmate. as you do. While Sanda couldn't make sense of the situation at first, he gradually came to believe that Fuyumura's actions were just mean acts stemming off from the latter having a peculiar puberty phase. That's a weird way of wording that, but okay. It was actually a misunderstanding. Fuyumura is seriously questioning if Sanda is actually the descendant of a certain family. Okay, let me re-explain for people who don't actually get what it's about. He turns into a big jacked Santa Claus. Like that, he turns into Big Jack Santa Claus, from what I understand anyway, unless I'm misremembering it. But this is a terrible synopsis. This doesn't make any sense when I read it. But I'm pretty sure he turns into a Big Jack Santa Claus. His name is Sanda. If he doesn't turn into Big Jack Santa Claus, I'll be upset. Quite frankly. What else we got? Season 2 of something that I never watched the first season of. A wild last boss appeared. Man, there's so many things that try to capitalize on this idea of being video game themed, even if it does not take place in a video game. Let me read the synopsis for this one. Dusk Beyond the End of the World, because that actually sounds like a cool title. So, therefore, I'm sure the story is also good. Let's see. After waking from a long cryogenic sleep, high school student Akira Himigami finds himself in a world he no longer recognizes. The city lies in ruins from war. Society is now governed by an organization called OL. And traditional marriage has been replaced by a new system known as Elsie. What demonic nonsense is this? As Akira struggles to comprehend this drastically changed future, a familiar figure appears before him, Yui Guri, who bears a strong resemblance to his girlfriend, Tawasa. To his shock, Yuguri smiles and gently proposes, "Please marry me." I thought marriage didn't exist anymore, so I'm already confused. Confused by her sudden proposal, Akira agrees to travel with Yuguri, holding on to hope that somewhere in this world the real Tawasa is still alive. Okay, so this is a love triangle thing. And I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I'm confused. And I'm not really liking where this is going. Along their journey, they encounter the evolving forms of love in this new era and reflect on what their bond truly means. I don't know about that. These synopsises are not very good. They're not very good. It's unfortunate. I'm having really a difficulty understanding what they're actually about. Pass the meat, my lady. I'm pretty sure I've seen this somewhere. I just don't know what. But she likes exotic meat. That's her thing. We got a slice of life anime. Basically, all slice of life anime are just only as good as the writing or as the characters, but you're not gonna really understand that from reading the synopsis. You gotta spin the wheel, take a chance, I think. Oh, is this another slice of life anime? It's another one of those, the trope with the girl who has a blank face, or yeah, it is. It's a girl, so that's fine. Don't have any issues with that, so long as you don't make it weird, I guess. Oh my goodness, what character designs for these people? They look proportionally strange, I gotta say. Hey, it could be a nice, cute romance, but something about this cover picture is very strange to me. Mechanical Marie. Get out of here, you clank. Am I almost at the bottom? It feels like this goes on forever. How many anime do they release in the fall? My goodness. Oh no! There's an animated version. Oh, it's a PV. But still, though, they're doing Let's Play. Get the fuck out of here. Absolutely not. I don't think so. Digimon. Oh, fuck. Digimon Beat Break? Yeah, awesome. Digimon, guys. We get to look forward to more Digimon. Dude. Alright, I'm gonna like skip through a couple here. I think I don't know, man. Yeah, I think everything else is just TV continuing. So it's just all of this. Alright. Well, there is some pretty interesting stuff coming out, I would say. I feel like whenever a new romance comes out, I gotta at least check like one new romance per season, right? But yeah. Not that it was a super good synopsis, but it's just like, well, it's fall season, new romance is out, so I have to check it out. Them's the rules. I am a romance fan. I have to at least check out one new romance per season. I want to check out Sanda. I want to do like a Christmas theme review of that because I think that's a banger for a Christmas video. I think that's solid. Oh, you know, I finished up the new Anne Shirley anime that came out from the last season. That was good. That was pretty solid. Granted, you know, I do love the live action Anne of Green Gables 80s or something like that. That was a very good one. There are some things that are done better the live action show when compared to this animated version. And I would argue there are some things that are done better in the animated version. You know, they're both pretty solid. But if you are just a fan of Anne and want some more Anne content, I would highly recommend that anime. Or if you just like wholesome slice of life coming of age anime, it's solid. It is a solid go. The only thing that really struck me as being like kind of odd about it was the CGI. Honestly, the CGI horses looked really bad in the Anne Shirley anime. But it was great. It was a great anime. It was very, very pleasant to watch. Very emotional, of course. And I'm a girl, so therefore I like Anne Shirley. That's how them's the rules. Them's the rules. Yeah. Oh well or Al. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be oh well. Didn't work. Oh well. Yeah, there you go. Anne fan. Yeah, I guess I am. I'm an Anne fan. You forgot the E though. Can't forget the E. Let's see. For now, I'm looking forward to and the new Cat's Eye anime. Well, like, I'm super looking forward to the season 3 of One Punch Man because that, like I said, that's been a long time. It literally stopped mid arc with season 2, which was kind of frustrating. People have really built up this hostility towards season 2 of One Punch Man. I don't think it's that bad. It's just the fact that there was any kind of quality drop between season 1 and season 2 that I think drives people crazy. Because they don't want to ever see the quality of a really good series go downhill. But season 2 is very watchable, don't get me wrong. It's just that there's a drop on quality, and that's what drove people mad. And there's a lot of anime that has that problem, where season 1 will be like pretty good, pretty solid, high quality, and then you get to season 2, and then boom, it drops by quite a significant amount. Like, I guess an example be when Uzaki-chan wants to hang out. Me and Adam watched the first season of that together, and we really enjoyed it, of course. We went, like a year or two later, season 2 came out. Big drop in like animation and direction quality. And Adam actually was able to notice that, and he didn't want to watch it anymore. He's like, screw it, I'll just read the manga. Which, not everyone is going to have that reaction per se, but it is frustrating to see something that you like have a drop in quality. And, we've been also watching the new season of Kaiju number 8. It's a series I enjoy. And yeah, there's a quality drop there too, from season 1 to season 2. It's not as dramatic as some other series are, but it is a drop in quality. It's a noticeable drop in quality, especially with fight scenes in Kaiju number 8. Like, we started getting into slideshow territory. The Blue Lock, that's another good example. That's another great example of drop in quality. Blue Lock turns into a slideshow for a second of that series. I don't watch Blue Lock. I've read like a little bit of the manga when it first came out, and I didn't like it. For the same reason that other people do like it, that's why I didn't like it. Because everyone's like, oh my god, it's so different. They're encouraging the protagonist to be selfish instead of being friends. And I'm like, wow, that is different. And I hate it. That's exactly why I don't like any of these characters. All right. But, it's somebody else's cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea. That's for sure. Yeah, that's right. More Spy X Family as well. The characters stop moving. Yeah, that seems to be a thing. The characters just always stop moving. They just add more like effects to simulate movement, but then nobody's actually animated. Years of development gets a season, then scrambling for season 2. Worse, season 2 hires bad writers. Yeah, it always confuses me when you have like a really solid season 1, and then the studio behind the production, they just take that team that did a good job and just throw them away and get a new team. It's like there's some reasons, good reasons occasionally why that happens. Sometimes that team that did a really good job is now working on a new project and they don't have time to work on season 2. I get it. But sometimes it's just because they just, I don't know, that maybe they want to give people who are bad a chance. It is kind of a funny idea that a studio would just have a good team and a bad team and always use the good team to do season 1s of anime and then use the bad team to use season 2s of anime and then just bounce them back and forth like that. It's very goofy. Have you heard of the anime The Shy Hero and the Three Assassin Princesses? That's a long title, but I don't think I have. Well, there was this one anime that I think was called The Shy Hero or something. Let me actually look it up because I'm already on my anime list. It should come up, right? Oh no, the one I'm thinking of is just called Shy, I think, or something like that. The Shy, I'm searching, but it's not coming up, at least not on my anime list. Okay, well, maybe I can just look it up on search engine. And the Three Assassins? Is that what it was? Let me look up the Three Assassin Princesses. Oh my god. There's another element to this. They're not just assassins, they're assassin princesses. What is this? Gay harem? I'm only kidding. Relax. Relax. I'm only making fun of you. It's okay. Okay, plot. Toto is an E-rank adventurer, of course. We are already starting with the video game style of story structure, who's physically imposing and strong, but he also suffers from crippling shyness. Especially when around women. It's a harem! It's a harem! Let's go! 3 beautiful female adventurers decide to form a party with Toto. Unbeknownst to him, all 3 of them are assassins plotting to kill him. Okay, I've read another manga with a similar plot, actually. But it was just one girl who was like getting close to the guy because she was an assassin who was going to kill him. It does turn into a romance, of course. And I assume that this also turns into some sort of harem thing. Because, you look at the cover and you're like, harem, spotted. But I guess it's good. It's good that you can tell right away because you don't want to false advertise it as not being a harem. If it is, in fact, a harem, right? You want to attract the right audience to your work. That's what you got to do. If it's not a harem, then they're doing a bad job. But if it is, you got it perfect. You got it perfectly correct. Anyway, back to comments, I guess. I don't know. Anime that fall below expected ratings gets put to the cheaper team. I do wonder what the expectations even are, though, because look at One Punch Man. That exceeded expectations. They weren't expecting that to be nearly as popular as it was. It blew up. And then season 2, like, it got garboed. Like I said, season 2 is not that bad. It's not actually that bad, but it got garboed, And I heard, at least, that the reason why season 2 got garboed is because they wanted to pump out the second season very quickly after it blew up. And the team that worked on season 1 was busy working on other anime projects. So that's why they had to garbo it, because they just needed it out as quickly as possible to keep on capitalizing on its success. But that's an example of something exceeding expectations and then actually getting worse because it exceeded expectations, because they wanted to push season 2 out even quicker, which is quite ironic. Yeah, they use the good them to make the anime gold, and then season 2 they low quality to cut costs because they know that many fanboys will call anyone that noticed the low quality haters. Oh, maybe. Season 2 of One Punch Man was done by a different studio, so consider that factor. Yeah, exactly. I heard that it was that they just that they needed season 2 to come out faster, so that they just switched the whole team behind it with some other people. I heard in theory that the reason why One Punch Man season 1 was so well animated is because the people working on it were genuinely just fans of it, and so they wanted it to look really good. That's the theory anyway. I have not confirmed this anywhere. I've only heard random people online tell me that. They would never lie to me. I'm sure you've also heard random people online tell you that. You never questioned it. It is funny, though. I think One Punch Man, for me anyway, looking back at it, I think One Punch Man is one of those anime that pushed the anime industry a little further. I think once people saw how well audiences responded to good animation and epic fight scenes, they were like, okay, we need more of that. We need to up season 1 anime production qualities. You know, we need more epic, cool looking stuff in our anime. At least maybe it's just me, but I just noticed a lot more anime come out after that were trying to push it a little further, trying to be a little bit more epic, a little bit more over the top when it comes to their fights and animation budget and stuff like that. Yeah, Madhouse did season 1 while JC Staff did season 2. Season 3 is going to be done by JC Staff. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they're going to take some criticisms and do a better job with it. I also plan to watch the anime Clevitus because of one tragic character that caught my eye. Okay. But yeah, I am excited for season 3. It's not very good. Even if we never match up to season 1's greatness, I'll still enjoy it. I still enjoy just seeing the manga being brought to life, obviously. You know, it's whatever. I can't even remember the last time the manga updated at this point. It feels like it's so slow, man. I mean, I don't know. Are they like simul doing the webcomic and manga at this point in time? Did they eventually like catch up to where one was? Because originally one did the webcomic and then somebody else, an artist, actually adapted to do the manga. And then they used the manga style for what became the anime. But I don't know if at this point the manga and the webcomic are at the same pace, or if the webcomic is still a little bit further ahead in the story. I don't know. It's been a while. I should check up on that again and see if the story's gotten any further from when I last read. But yeah. Proper character development can overcome a lot of other inadequacies. Production matters, though. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, and in general, it's just good to see people push quality to be better. I think some people disagree. That's fine. I think quality matters more than speed. Speed matters. I'm not saying speed doesn't matter, but I think quality matters way more than speed. You can get something done very quickly and have it look like dog shit. If I wanted to, I could get all of Reaper Book 2 done tomorrow by just replacing everything with stick figures. But I'm not going to do that because I want it to be of high quality when you actually do get it. And I feel like people are more willing to wait for something that they know is going to be good. It's the marshmallow test. That's what it is. We should embrace the marshmallow test. If you're willing to wait for something, then it should be better when it gets there. You know? Anyway, guys, we are past the hour. We've been past the hour at this point for a little while now. But we're gonna call it here for Friday with Dannphan, right? I'm glad that we didn't just talk about depressing things. We got to talk about some anime, some cool games coming out. That's all nice. You know, we gotta keep a positive atmosphere sometimes, right? Let's see, new videos to look forward to. I'm going to try to get back to Avengers Academy. Going to try anyways. We got some recent news with Avengers Academy, which you probably have already heard if you're on the Discord, because my cringe comic peddler shared some tragic news with Avengers Academy through the Discord. And that'll be kind of exciting to touch upon when we get to the next reaction. So, yeah, look forward to. Hopefully the next arc is good. I'm sure it will be. And thanks to everyone who joined me on today's stream. Feel free to, of course, check out the links below, join the Discord, check out the comics and other accounts that I have if you want to follow me on X or Instagram or wherever else you like to follow people. And I'll hopefully see you guys again real soon. Till then, everybody, bye. Sorry. Button didn't work.